Possibly.
Think.
Good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you are in the world. This is another scene, a follow-up scene to a bar scene in Hong Kong House of Cards. The date is August 23rd, 2015. In this scene, we see Adam leaving the bar in a bit of a huff and taking out his phone and making a phone call to an all too familiar to him number. So,
Hello?
Adam is calling Alicia. Hi. Oh, God, hi.
Is this about the fox again?
No, kind of. No, not, no. No. The definitive answer is no. So, I have an issue, and I need your help. And it's not about the fox.
Okay.
Because what does the fox say in this situation? Nothing. So, I've got this little girl who kind of showed up at my doorstep and kind of got dropped on me. And, I don't know what to do with her.
Well, how old is she?
She's like 10.
Okay. And what is she?
One of ours, kind of, sort of. She's mer person.
Okay. Well, I mean, don't you have people that kind of look after people? I
Yeah,
mean,
no, her parents are dead.
well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Do you have, is there a changeling version of kinfolk?
Canaan. Yeah, we've got some. I don't personally know any, but I'm sure we've got some around here.
Well, don't they take in the children sometimes and help them?
Here's the problem: is this kid is a fucking baroness.
Okay. So if she's like really important, isn't I suppose someone has to look after her.
Yeah, I'm taking that mantle up, but the problem is, she wants to do what she wants to do, and she doesn't get the conceptualization of human society and how it functions. And it's just, yeah. It's a total shit show.
Well, she's approaching being a teenager.
Yeah.
Half of the course. Not entirely sure that has very much to do with a changeling or a baroness at all. Um,
She doesn't want to listen when I'm like, hey, don't do this. And I'm not doing it to be a dick. I'm telling her not to do these things because I want to protect her from herself, of all things, right now.
right. So, okay, well, the thing about being a parent or a replacement parent, anyway, is it's not necessarily being their friend.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to do what's best for them and they don't have to like it. But then, that being said, it's important to explain things because, I mean, when you're really little and they say don't touch the fire,
Mm-hmm.
it's hot, it'll burn you, and it's really pretty, and sooner or later you're going to get burned.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a case of whether it's going to be a really bad burn because or whether they're going to be able to stop it from being that bad. There's only so much you can do.
Okay.
Also, I mean, you said
Like,
you said she's a baroness.
yeah.
So, I mean, what does she have to do that?
Well, I mean, she worked her way up, but she's a mer person. They're not in the same. I don't understand merfolk society that well. Like, I know a little bit because of what Eve taught me, but like,
Well, have you
okay.
tried asking?
No, no, I didn't think about that.
Because I mean, if you looked look at different tribes and different countries and stuff throughout history, you get a lot of different ideas about you age of consent and when someone's an adult and when they can have a job and all these different things. And if she's not ready for the things that she seems to want, then she's going to hurt herself. But at the same time, if she's used to handling these things and you're telling her she can't handle them, then I mean, imagine it happened to you, and you're in this strange, completely different society. Now, you could be considered really old and wise and expected to know more than you already do know, and then that would cause problems. But in the other direction, you could get people assuming that you need to be treated like a baby and be like, well, no, I'm a grown person. So I just think maybe you should find out about my people's society.
Okay. Oh, hey. So, on a side note, sorry, shifting gears here. I'm taking that advice. I'm gonna talk to her. She and I will have a long conversation tonight. Um. So yeah, I think I've got the story, and I've got a lot of work to do here.
Well, that's good.
Like, I don't know. This fucking guru that I was with is is going around now saying that my fucking I should have a deed name and it should be Kamikaze.
Okay. Well, that sounds both worrying and encouraging at the same time. I mean, it sounds
Like,
like you probably have a good story, but like I should be worried that you're going to actually make it as far as the moon.
oh yeah, no, I totally broke every bone in my body doing it, but it was worth it. Totally protected the fox, or in her case, the foxy lady. Ha ha ha.
Okay.
So,
Are you all right?
do I?
Are you all right?
Um, I'll I'll be fine. Nothing a little heather bomb, a little more heather bomb shouldn't fix.
Okay.
Although Holly Stripe would have been nice to have. Sorry. Um, yeah, no, it's awesome. You're gonna have to hear it one day when we get to the moon. By the way, do you need me to get you there?
To the moot?
Mm-hmm.
No, I can meet you there.
Okay. Um. Hey, by the way, what do you know about Guru that have like? And he starts describing the cyberdog things.
They sound really messed up. They sound like a twisted version of Glasswalkers.
Mm. Well, that's part of my story, so we'll talk about it at the moot. What's a
Okay.
moot? Like,
Oh, so much growing up to do with the baby Kimpo.
I keep using this word, and like, because you guys use this word, but what exactly is a moot? It
Um,
sounds almost like an ice cream.
um, no, it's a gathering, and they usually happen about once a month, and
Hmm.
it's more common on the full moon, but it's down to everybody kind of decides when they want to have the moon. Um, and everyone gets together and they tell stories and they discuss important matters and they have a lot of food and then they go on a hunt.
What do they hunt?
That kind of varies. Depends on what kind of needs hunting, or sometimes it will be a spirit.
Okay, then. So,
Sometimes
to-
it's not a spirit, though.
totally down with information about the wild weaver and worm now, by the way. Totally down on this.
Cool. I thought I told you about them already.
No, I don't think so. You kind of did, but like, they're spirit things, and that's neat. I like spirit things.
Yeah. Well, you'll end up seeing lots of spirit things at the moon.
Cool. Like, yeah. Oh, I'm itching to tell this story. It's a good story.
So
Oh,
why are you looking after the girl?
because I'm of of the people I hang out with, I'm the highest ranking,
Okay.
and I guess because I'm old and like Riker, goddamn Riker, that motherfucker, he needs stuff. He needs help. Oh, he needs to get his knighthood so bad.
Okay. Well, I suppose it's always best to have someone who wants to do it over nobody doing it at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have kids. I don't know why they chose to. But I offered because it was the right thing to do.
Well, that's good. That's kind of how I ended up with them.
Besides, she kind of reminds me of someone I knew like a while ago. I don't know. I can't place my finger on it. I don't know.
Okay.
But anywho, um, so yeah, shit. He looks at his watch. I gotta let you go so I can go deal with the little girl and the foxy lady and make
Okay.
sure everything's
Well,
okay.
well, good luck. But I get the feeling that one of the most important things you're going to need to remember is to listen. Because kids, there are some things that are in common with a lot of them, but beyond that, you have to get to know the individual.
You know,
And
you're the second person who's told me that.
okay,
There's no easy answer on this. It's a lot of dedication and time. I'm realizing.
yes, yes, it is, but it's worth it.
We'll see. I hope you're right.
It's always worth it.
But anywho, okay. Well, then in that case, I will let you go so I can one talk to the foxy lady and two go deal with my charge.
Okay, Good luck.
Okay. Later, and I'll see you at the moot. So he hangs up and walks back inside and goes and sits down by Pelagia.
Okay.
At which point he pulls over all his drinks and downs a couple of shots and immediately retches and reaches for a trash can and vomits. Oh
The
my god, what
bartender
the fuck?
would have set up a trash can next to you because that special is actually designed for Guru and girl.
What the fuck? Okay.
Especially after Bosco probably started becoming a regular.
Okay. So he turns on his seat to look at Pelagia. So,
He's putting innocent face. The kind of innocent face that makes it absolutely obvious it was her.
I see.
Riker's just looking at Palacia and just doing the shame finger symbol.
Well, you know the face where they've got their face completely covered in chocolate, but you're looking at them with the empty packet, and they're just like, wasn't me.
Yeah.
That
Adam looks at her. Okay, so I've talked to some people, and so as it stands, you're going to go ahead and stay with me. We knew this, and he's kind of rubbing his forehead at this point. Okay, so you, little girl, I need to know some things. Your society, are you an adult there?
Mostly.
Mostly.
Define mostly.
Well, there are the Nereids, which are the babies, and then there are the Fry, which are small and vulnerable, and they go to lessons and are looked after by the older Nixies, and I'm a Nixie, and so I'm not generally expected to go to dangerous areas, but especially as I'm an egg layer. But I am trusted to make my way about the reef by myself,
Okay.
like your strange speed.
So she's like a wilder in our society that's not sane.
Something like that, in which appear. He looks at her. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm sorry. I feel that I have probably overstepped some boundaries, and stepped on your fins, as it were. So I'm gonna, let go of the reins a little bit and let you do your thing. But should I see that you're making a grave mistake and putting yourself in danger, I'm going to step in and be like, no, this isn't happening. And I will explain why, if you'd like, at that time. But I'm worried for you, kid. Like, your parents are dead. I mean,
My mother is.
okay. Well, wait, where's your dad? Why is he not? Yeah, rubs his head again.
My father isn't important.
Why?
He was a human.
Well, so was mine, but, well, no, mine wasn't important.
Did your parents separate or become unmated in some way?
She only knew him for a handful of days, if that.
Wow, I'm completely out of my element. Guru society is pretty much monogamous.
Adam, actually, that kind of just his mouth opens and he's like touching his nose and he's just looking at her.
This is because there is a big difference between sex and mating and love. There are 3 different things which can overlap but do not need to.
Okay. So, here's the deal. Long story short, my personal opinion is you're a little young for sex. Do it if you want. That's fine. That's your business. You're grown. You're accountable for your own actions in your society. But what I want is I don't want to know about it if you do. I don't want to think about you having sex. Just because that will make my dirt walker head explode. And I kind of need my head. So, tell you what, I think the best I can do at this point for you, and the one that's going to step on your toes the least, is act as a bodyguard. When dealing with the gray world, act as your parent, and otherwise act as an advisor. I'm gonna let you pretty much lead the show on this one.
And that is how a Triton and a mermaid would generally work together.
What's a trade?
Male.
Oh. Okay. Well, I kind of know how your guys' society works. I had a friend who was a Selkie. She told me a little bit. But I'll give you a heads up here. This is just cultural information, so you're up to speed and can act properly for up here, because it's a little bit different. First off, males up here, males totally have their own, rights and thoughts and various things of that nature. They're not all stupid and useless.
Tritons aren't.
Well,
It's the humans that tend to be considered somewhat useless. I mean, they can't swim. They're basically like babies. They have no apsara. And they're essentially used for only one thing.
Sex. Okay, what's an apsara?
An apsara is when you're born, you are a nereid, and you you can swim, but not as well, and can't breathe without help, and you're fairly useless. And then, when you are a year old, you're taken to the grotto, and your Apsara comes and joins with you, and then you are more than you were before.
Okay, so an apsara is like our changeling soul, our phasals. Gotcha. Okay, so wait, you're an egg layer?
It's more of a term.
Is that like? Can somebody roll me 4 dice, please?
4 dice. Yeah.
At standard diff.
That sounds good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 success.
Woohoo! 1. He's like, details are kind of vague. Aren't Marucha egg layers?
As I said, it's something of a term. It basically just means female.
Okay.
We bear live young, not eggs. But the majority of fish lay eggs. So it is just a term. It's a phrase that we use.
Gotcha. Kind of like we use chicken, dude. Gotcha. Okay.
Are you talking about Gust?
Huh?
You said huge chicken dude. Were you talking about Gust?
No, I'm saying just in general, like how we use the term chick and dude.
Oh, okay.
Um, okay. So then I think I've been going about this all wrong. And he looks at her and then looks away. So what is it that the room I gave you apparently was not to your liking? What can I do to make that better?
Well, I generally prefer to be in the water rather than on the land, and the colour was very bright.
Do you
I
not
like
like the color?
colours. I like colours, but it was all the same and very bright.
So he takes out his phone and pulls up a picture of like modern art and shows it to her. Is that more kind of yes, no, maybe?
That looks good. It is something like if you were to look at coral through a piece of strangely shaped glass.
He kind of nods at this. Okay. Well, when you get back to the house, it'll be fixed. It'll be corrected. Um, toys, entertainment. How do you entertain yourself?
Well, you can chase the fish and you can add to the city's coral reef. I was quite good at that. Some people will play with the fry because they need entertaining, and some people will sing or dance, or they will hunt the Marusha, or they will
Wait. Recap on that last one?
hunt the Marusha.
Where coyote? You know about
You,
those?
no,
Marusha.
no, Marucha,
Oh, okay.
not
Never
Nuisha.
mind. Okay.
Marucha. They're kind of like them, but not. So wait, you guys are performing genocide under the water?
Not exactly.
And kind of raises an eyebrow.
I'm not involved in that because I'm not quite old enough, and because as an egg layer, I'm generally considered less appropriate for that role. Um, but the problem is that the Marucha, they they are very destructive, and
Right, right. I knew you
if
guys were at war with them, but
if they come into our territories, then they are a threat to our fry and to our city and to our people. And they will encourage ships to sink and will they will do many things.
okay.
And so we need to ensure that they do not take our territories and kill the myriads in the fry and threaten the city and all of these things.
Okay. Uh, okay. So then I will trident to you.
And she'll nod.
Just when I tell you something, just please take into account that I'm probably telling you for a good reason. When I tell you not to do something, it's not because I don't want you to go do whatever you want to do. It's because I'm concerned.
I don't know much about this world. I don't know much about the unsea. But I do know myself, and I understand that your role as a Triton is to protect. Yes?
Um, you're the merfolk. You tell me. I mean, like, this is all uncharted territory to me.
It is in the sea, but this is the unsea. You're,
Um,
you're
well,
a male of reasonably young age. Your role is protecting the egg layers and the fry.
he kind of tilts his head back and forth, side to side. Kind of. Okay, so up here it's called a knight. That is my position up here.
But you're not.
Um, and my role is to do exactly what my liege lord tells me to do. And I've learned a very valuable lesson, and it's just, yeah. So okay, so as a knight, my job is to do exactly what my liege lord says. Long story short.
And who is that?
The is it Duchess, Countess?
Duchess.
Okay, the Duchess, insert name here. Um, she kind of is the head of our kind up here.
One house.
Okay. So, what did she say that you should do about me?
I haven't had the chance to talk to her about you yet because like you fell asleep and I left you there with the servants. You were safe. They're there to protect you. But I went and he kind of looks at his arms where there's bruising and scarring now, and lifts them up to show her. I went and handled some shit and protected the woman that I like.
And she'll nod. Then
And
sea and unsea are not as different as you seem to make them appear sometimes.
it's not that I'm saying we're different. We are different, but it's not that I'm saying we're fundamentally different. I think we're all human enough in nature that we have similar goals and we can relate to the base emotion and wants that we all feel.
She'll
And
nod.
right now my concern is one, you, and two, you, because I like her, and she's a good person, and like, yeah. Also, my concern is becoming the kinfolk. I mean, that I'm. He looks at her. I never would have been a good parent. Period. I don't think even now. I mean, as we see, I'm having trouble relating, and
This is because it is not something you're supposed to do by yourself.
Dum dum dum.
so wait, what happened to your mom? Like, what? How did she do it?
Well, the Nixies that are of a mind to have and to raise Nereids. They find a mate and become pregnant, and then they go to the nursery pool with the other Nixies that are of a similar mind, and they care for the Nereids together.
Wait, what? So, like, your society basically completely does away with the need for two parents by substituting out other merfolk?
The males can be involved if they choose to be, and if the mother chooses for them to be. This is, as I said, there is sex, there is mating, and there is love. Sex is for recreation, mating is for Nereids, and love is for connection. If you have love, you share that love with your Nereid as well. But the Nixies will help each other.
Adam looks over at Riker. This sounds like almost some Black Fury shit.
Oh yeah,
It's a nice place you got here.
very Black Fury.
Yeah. He looks over at Pelagia again. So, yeah, wow, that's a foreign concept. I don't get it. Like, you're explaining it and I get what you're explaining. The concept of not.
Okay, so I'm not really old enough yet to want to engage in the sex aspect of things.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do feel ready, then I will do so with whoever I please as recreation. It is something that is fun and can ease tensions, build friendships.
He kind of nods and shakes his head. Yeah, I get it.
And then, should I want to have children, I will see about mating. And if I have found someone that I love, I will like to mate with them. If I have not, I will find someone else to mate with. Mating is for making the children. The love, as I said, they can overlap. If you love someone, you are likely to want to have sex and to mate with them. If you do not, why should that stop you from having a child? And if something is to happen to you, then someone must care for them. So if all those who want to be mothers work together, then they can keep the child alive. Because in the water, the child is weak and cannot breathe without help.
Adam kind of nods.
So they need a mother or someone who will at least provide the milk for the baby.
Right, right.
And if the mother must travel for some important thing that only she can do, it's not safe to take a Nereid on a long journey. So they will leave it with the nursery pool, and the other mothers will feed it and look after it until she can return.
Wow. Okay.
Fathers can be a part of someone's life, or they could not be.
Yeah.
Boys tend to find them more important.
Sometimes you just wish they weren't. But
Wish they weren't what?
part of your life.
Fathers?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. Like I said, I never met mine. But some of my friends, their fathers were around, and they taught them how to hunt and catch fish.
Sweetie, I can teach you how to catch fish.
I already know how to
Yeah.
catch fish.
Yeah. The time with ball in the yard is past. He kind of looks down at this. Anywho, so, like, yeah,
You seem upset that the fathers are considered secondary.
it's just, I'm male, and what it means to be a man is taught to you by your father, and my father was, I think I would have been better off without him, um, but, um,
But then if you are a man and you need teaching and your father is not suitable, then surely one of the others would teach you.
no, that's not exactly how it works up here. Um, Okay, long story short, my dad smacked me around when I was a kid, and I woke up, as it were, because okay, so you know that thing, the A thing, the asparagus. No, that's not the word.
Yeah, Sarah,
Yeah, that. Um,
where you
how
bond
it's
with the fish spirit, or in your
right,
case, the very strange spirit.
right. So you guys,
I don't know
you're
why he would bond with a human, though. Are we pointing at Riker?
because it protects us from banality.
No,
That the
no. I
shell.
mean, it almost seems as if Sarah is another kind of human.
Wait, what?
Technically, this my changeling half the word you said. It somewhat is, but it isn't. It's more along the lines of we were. My changeling soul was is royalty, and we didn't really take on an animal spirit. We took on completely different spirit, but it was us in that spirit form. If that made sense.
Okay, so
You are royalty and nobility from our birth, not when we become.
see,
Yeah.
and that's a massive difference between you two and I. You two were born into your royalty. I've had to claw my way up from nothing. I'm what's referred to as a commoner. I'm a noble now simply because of title and deed. But I have had to claw my way up, get knocked down, and claw my way back up.
Is this because you joined with a furry thing instead of a fish?
No, no, okay. I'm a puka. Puka, we all have an animal affinity. We all have an animal aspect. Um, for us changelings in general, well, he gestures towards Riker. I don't know about you because I've heard conflicting stories about the she, but he looks back at Pelagia. Um, Changelings, we're born and we're different. It's like we feel different our entire lives. Like something's missing, and then something happens, and it can be good, it can be bad. In my case, it was my father beat the hell out of me one too many times, and
You're already on. You're on the right track there.
like I I can really speak better from personal experience. It's like something in me woke up, and it was a huge surge of glamour, and it was like, oh, it's almost like growing up as a kid, as a normal person, you felt like something was missing in your life, right? Like there's something supposed to be there that you can't quite tell, and you feel this way up until you chrysalis, which is when you go through the change and you realize what you are. My chrysalis was I got hit and I shifted and became a big cat and ate my father's face off.
Oh,
That sounds like a first change for a werewolf.
that sounds very strange.
And, well, it's kind of
But
like
having
one
it,
second I've got hands and the next second I've got claws and they're ripping at flesh and yeah.
not so much that, though that does sound a bit strange, but more that you weren't aware of a part of yourself.
Yeah, it's almost like as a changeling, I the Adam was always a part of me, and I just didn't realize it. It's almost like he was sleeping.
Why did your father not get chased from the nursery pool?
What do you mean?
Well, if any male tried to harm one of the Nereids or the Fry, all the females would gather together and chase him from the nursery pool.
Adam actually kind of
Not to
grimaces at
mention
this.
other males that would likely ensure that he was beaten quite thoroughly before being allowed to rejoin their numbers.
Adam kind of grimaces and looks at her and goes, I have very few memories of my mother. My mother died in childbirth with my sibling.
But what of the others?
What others?
Well, like I said, the Nereids and the Fry are in the nursery pool
He
with all the mothers.
he shakes his head. No,
If
it's
if
not like that up here. It's not like that hardly at all. At least not back home in the States. Um, the thing is, back home in the States, it's a very selfish society. People worry about themselves and themselves alone. It's kind of, and I'm gonna quote my first liege lord on this, or my second liege lord on this, but not my monkey, not my circus, not my problem.
I don't get all of that, but
Um, it's kind of like if it doesn't directly affect them, if it is not their personal problem, then fuck it, it doesn't matter.
honesty is very cold and harsh.
Yeah, I mean that's the way you grow up here. It's there's
Yeah,
your community is a community of what we want each other to see rather than what's really going on and actually doing some good.
We need to get rid of this coldness, and then I can try and rebuild our city and or find others. And I'm not nearly old enough yet to worry about mating, but when I am, I do not want it in a place like this.
That's probably a good idea. I mean, there are some of us who are trying to correct things, but there's not enough.
we do what we can where we can and a lot of times it still isn't enough.
Roll me perception alertness or perception empathy, both of you.
Okay. Two successes.
Awesome. Deb, what you got?
I'm currently working on bringing up my future.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you said perception, empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah.
With 2 successes. By the way, James, do me a favor. Roll me intelligence to change the lore.
Nope.
No successes. Okay.
Nope.
Or successes if it difficult is standard.
It is standard. So I will explain what you know. First off, when you make that statement, Adam visibly becomes angry. And the intelligence change alert was actually for what's about to happen. He looks sideways at you through, gritted teeth, and just very quietly, and that's part of the fucking problem, is we accept less than what needs to be done. We accept mediocrity. And that is a big part of the fucking problem. Now, that intelligence change lore, he just got the fiery passion of a fucking Fiona.
Oh shit! Basically, before anything happens, Alicia gets basically how he looks in the overlay right now. He just sweeps his arm in front, steps inside in front of Pelagia. He knows Adam. He knows Adam won't hurt her, but he will. In this state, he could indirectly hurt her.
Well, Adam's not out of control. I mean, he's not a Gwydion where he can go into a frenzy rage, but he's definitely not happy. And he looks at him. The problem in all of this, and he visibly calms after, a moment. The problem in all of this is people up here, they just try and get by. They don't.
Okay, this may be a good idea if we step into my office for the rest of this conversation, because this is touching on what I originally wanted to talk to you anyway.
Okay. Adam stands and offers Pelagia his hand.
I shall take it.
Okay. And he will follow Riker to the office.
Yeah, Riker
The
will be the
entire
last
time he's whispering to Pelagia, going, The dirt walkers, they have issues. I'll give them that. But it's those flaws and that want to do better that makes them worth saving, that makes them worth being around.
She'll look uncertain about that. Like, she's not sure whether the only reason why she thinks that the devil is the red pendant is because she hasn't actually done their mercy.
Riker will be the last one be in, so he's going to be the one to close the door, and gesture to the 2 seats that is up side of the desk. He goes to sit down on the other side. Okay. For one, I'm actually trying to promote belief in Hong Kong. Reason why I'm actually working, I set up this nightclub. What I'm thinking about doing is gathering up influence in the mortal world and using our powers to promote belief. And yes, Adam, I know who you are. I've lived in New York for most of my life. I know the stories. That's why I reached out to you.
So what do you want from me? What can I do?
One, what I wanted to do, you agreed to already, but the rest of it, probably needs your skills as a puka to get me an in with the other with the Tarot Council. I'm already working on promoting the belief in the young will worker known as Michael that was here earlier. He and it seems to be helping him come back to his childlike faith, but it's taking time. One you came in with earlier, Christian. Do you have any idea what he is or who he's affiliated with?
Here's what I know. He has something to do with the Weaver. But here's what else I know. The fight yesterday, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
He fights with us, not against us. That's all I know.
Okay. And also, I did notice one thing. While he was at the other end of the bar, and he was closest to one of my bellfires, he got noticed, and I had him enchanted. He got noticeably comfortable. I don't know how significant that is, but if he's of the Weaver, that's very telling. If he's around wild energy, he's wanting to. If I miss my guess, he's wanting to defect. If that's what it is, I don't know.
It makes my skin itch.
Say again.
It makes my skin itch.
He makes mine too. He makes me almost. He almost made me made me crawl off my own skin.
Well, he's creepy for sure. I mean, as a Fiona, I don't really feel the same fear and concern that you guys do about it. But it
It's a lot. Banality's a lot worse. It's all I'm going to say for the sheep.
well, here's the thing is I mean, my best friend is a fucking vampire, for Christ's sake. I've lived with vampires. I have slept in the same bed as a werewolf. All because I was, honest to God, afraid to be with my own kind. Because one of my friends was undone.
Shit. Okay. And also another thing I need to work on. I know I need to work on a lot of stuff. My art pool is not that great, and also my realm pool is not that great. Not to mention my combat skills suck.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's fine. Do you need me to train you? Do you
That'd be
need
helpful.
training? Who are you squiring under right now?
Out of character that wasn't decided.
Okay. Tell you what. Oh god, I'm gonna fucking regret this. Okay, so we're doing this. It's a thing. Fuck it. One moment. Intermission.
Jeez.
Change the dream oaths.
Don't really know. Out of character, I don't really know. And know who's the House limited person in character.
If we can just say you're a squire by rank, but you don't have a liege lord currently.
Yeah.
You're a squire to the house.
You could be my
I don't
squire.
have a liege lord right now.
Technically, she's right. You could be her squire.
Do what?
She's actually gonna say that. You could be my squire.
Uh,
Adam kind of looks at her.
He shrugs.
Are you sure you want a dirt walker?
No.
it's a possibility, but that'd be a conflict of interest there. As far as I'm aware, I'm the only base of House Ailunid here in Hong Kong, other than Desdemona.
Okay, so Adam looks at you and it's like,
How good are you at swimming?
Adam looks over. What?
Well,
What is the question?
I said I was asking him how good he is at swimming.
I'm pretty good, but the depths that you could probably go to, it'd probably not be a good idea because the depths you could go to, the pressure would be the what kills me.
Yes, but we are in Hong Kong. It is quite far to the depths that are quite deep. She just
Okay.
and looked at Adam like, I don't know what's the best idea here. That's basically her attitude. She's just going to shrug at Adam.
Adam kind of shrugs, looks. I mean,
So
you'd be swearing fealty to a completely different chord. Like,
it'd be a completely different system in general, just to get used to.
I mean, it's not unheard of. I mean, look at Eve.
Yeah. Uh, he just looks at Adam. I'd probably want to go with you. It's no offense to the Baroness, but
Well,
from what I've heard,
woe be me to, and he kind of smiles at this, woe be me to slap on the Baroness's toes. One cannot
yes,
serve two masters.
Just shrug.
it's
I've never
just
had a squire, so if you have
it's
experience with that, then
yeah.
it is generally considered better for the Tritons to teach the Tritons and the mermaids to teach the mermaids.
I just realized Tritons are kind of like squires too. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So, wait.
considering
He
what?
looks at the Baroness. Do you guys do oaths down there? I mean, is that a thing for you guys?
Sometimes. Sometimes sometimes people will choose to pledge themselves to one another. As I said earlier, there is love. It does happen, and then they will choose to pledge themselves to each other, or a Triton may pledge himself to the protection of others, or he may pledge himself to the protection of the city, or to the duty of protecting the territories, or many things. And a mermaid may pledge herself to the protection of the Nereids, or to the well, to the well-being of the city, to assisting others in the production of good homes, or to providing food.
Yeah, like, wow, I am your land trident. Holy shit.
But my thinking is not to down on the Baroness's resume, as it were. Yours is more probably more extensive and more and more of a longer time. And if everything goes right for you, we may be seeing each other a lot more.
It does
Anyhow,
make sense that squires are like a step above Fry, yes? And so,
Squires are like... Okay, it's like this. Like, you exist, period, here. But if you go into nobility, squire is the low of the low. Is the first step of the true nobility up here.
yes. So what happens is that the Tritons, when they are old enough not to need the protection of the nursery pool, they will seek out older Tritons to teach them how to fight and how to hunt and how to do the various things and the various skills that they wish to learn. They may also seek out ones to teach them to become scholars, or to teach them to build, or so forth. And so you have the young Tritons, and they are like the squires, and they seek out the knights and the Maugs for advice and for guidance and for teaching. And then there are the baronesses and the ladies, and usually when an egg layer comes old enough to leave the nursery pool, she will be a lady and will seek the guidance of usually her mother, but also any other women that have knowledge and skills that she wishes to learn. So it makes sense that you will want to learn from an older Triton before you can go into the service. Once you are a knight, you'll be able to find a baroness or countess that you wish to serve with.
Adam kind of nuts at this. The logic's undeniable.
yep.
So,
And I know the oath to take if you want to take it. Looking at
shakes
him.
his head no. That's not necessary right now. Maybe eventually, but right now we're just talking, like...
Yeah.
I mean, you have to understand, Cal, I mean, how long have I known you?
Few days. It makes sense.
So, I mean, we'll,
So it is simple. You will agree to teach him the skills that he will need to, as a knight, as a Triton, and he will agree to be attentive and respectful in learning them.
Works for me.
Yep.
Just, Kale, don't follow in my footsteps as far as what I've done in my past.
I plan not to. Considering I don't know that art to begin with.
Huh?
No, he goes, considering I don't know a lot of the stuff. I know you did a lot of stuff, and some of them I admire, some of them, actually I learned what not to do, just from listening.
Just don't make a grievous error. Don't get power hungry. Don't make a political move. You want to go up? I'll help you. Just yeah.
I'm going to be happy with just getting a seat on the council of Carol. I'm not going to. I'm not thinking about trying to basically go right to the mayor's office for Hong Kong and with sovereign honor and say I'm in charge now.
Gotcha. Well, in that case.
Other than that, maybe some very some dirty dealings here and there. Possibly getting the triad off my back because I'm still refusing to pay them protection money.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I think you should be fine.
Yep.
Just play it cool, follow my lead, and I will never put you in a situation where you are intentionally in danger. Well, I take that back. You might be in dangerous situations, but it will never be a matter of I'm going to intentionally get you killed. I will teach you what to do. I will teach you how to combat, and I will teach you how to defend yourself.
Alright. And considering I'll probably be able to use some of my skills that I can learn from both societies to probably pull you out of the fire if you went off Fiona on something.
If I go Fiona on something, it generally works out for me. He looks down at the scars. Well, most of the time.
Kamikaze.
What was that?
He just goes kamikaze and just looks really with a really he's got like a knowing smirk on his face, like basically saying really.
Hey, it worked out. I'm alive. She's alive. Everybody's alive. They all lived for once.
True. But seriously, instant teleportation and letting gravity do its work from 100 feet up in the air.
It died. My job was done. You have to understand, Kale. I'm a Fiona. My very well-being is less important than making sure the shit that needs to be done gets done. My duty is without question.
Yeah, I can see that, and you actually did a tactic that would probably even make any house-eyed lunatic applaud. using
I,
your arts in combat like that.
I mean, I. He kind of chuckles. The combat opened with a backstab, sir, by an art.
You don't think we're not above such tactics?
I'm not saying you're not. Take Duke Guile, for example. I'm simply saying, arts in combat are your most valuable tools. Um,
Very.
Out of character, I will be back. I've got to go get some food because I'm hungry as shit.
Okay.
Is that a new washing machine? Yeah, it's a
Okay. Probably. Uh, I don't know what's all going on. Other than this, Riker does want to start learning gifts, but we may have to do that in another scene.
Why?
Welcome back.